No,
you said you were going to improve for the new year. That's Kev's New Year's resolution.
Yeah.
To be able to say, by the time the World Cup starts, to be able to say Tani Oluwaseyi.
Well,
This is Park the Bus with Stephen Caldwell, Kevin Kilbane and Luke Wileman.
So here we go with the Park the Bus New Year's special. We're in Graham Leggett's. The holiday season just about winding down, but Kev's been so busy with his chickens that he hasn't had a chance to take the Graham Leggett's tree down yet and the wreath. So still got the decorations
up. Jumping around, I've put a wee
it's
bit of
usually up till the end of February in our house, I think, because we can't be bothered taking it down.
OK, well, it is now a World Cup year, so we're going to just set the table with a brief Park the Bus New Year's special with some storylines to watch for Canada moving forward. Do you usually make New Year's resolutions?
No, I don't. I don't imagine you would. Maybe you did in the past when I was younger.
Not really.
Do I want to improve anything? Do I want to become better? It's sort of make yourself a better person, don't you?
Exactly.
That's all nonsense. You can't improve on Stephen Caldwell.
Perfection. You cannot improve on perfection.
I've got a few things to improve in 26.
Have you?
Yeah.
Like what? Haircuts?
I want to get in shape. I want to start.
Oh, we all want to get in shape.
No, I am. I'm doing.
I like running actually in the cold of Canada.
Yeah,
I like it when it's like -10, -15 outside, going out for a run. Just get wrapped up, hat on, get some earbuds in or something, and go for a run.
When I was playing, I went for a run.
To park the bus.
I put my boots on in the snow, went for a run when I was still playing, and I pulled my calf. Brian Nelson went mental. Why are you running in the snow? I missed 2 weeks.
I've started to do that. I'll go for a really long walk on a Tuesday and listen to Park the Bus.
Yeah. Oh, nice.
The only thing is, halfway into the walk, I go and have this most amazing bacon sandwich. So it completely takes away from any of the fitness.
But you've got to enjoy it.
Meal bake, proper bacon.
Bacon.
I keep fit so I can actually eat and have a drink. That's why I do it. So
OK, well, when Kev's finished with his chickens and everything else that he does, he'll take the Graham Leggett's tree down.
Yeah.
And if we're not making resolutions, OK, let's go with one for Jesse Marsch. So the first thing today, what is a New Year's resolution for Jesse Marsch, the Canada head coach, as we head towards the World Cup?
Well, I think Jesse Marsch will be looking for more goals from his team. So I would say his New Year's resolution is for his team to score more goals in games, because I think a lot of the games we've gone through, it's if they win a game, it's by 1 goal. Yeah. A lot of the games have been finishing 0-0. So I would say more goals from Canada in the new year, absolutely, yeah.
I'll follow on to that a little bit and say, you know, to score more goals, they have to have, call it a plan B, a plan C, a plan D or whatever, but other ways of playing, different ways of finding goals.
So what plan?
Well, I think what we know about Jesse Marsch's Canada,
he says he's got lots of plans, by the way.
Yeah, but in fairness,
before.
He says that, but we don't see that so often. When Canada win games, especially higher profile games, they play the same way. Now, can they break down a low block, or can they find ways of being incisive with a more defensive type team? So I'll say a plan B, or a different way of playing, or whatever you want. I think that would be beneficial for Jesse Marsch in Canada heading towards these World Cup games.
Are you talking there about your play Kone further forward wish?
Yeah, I mean, I would love to see Canada go 4-3-3, or 4-2-3-1, whatever you want to call it. And the main reason for that is getting Saliba in the midfield, getting that extra midfield player. I think Saliba is in top form, and you allow Kone to play this free Roman role. I'm not necessarily saying he's got to always play high. He can come back and get the ball low. He can drift into wider areas, and
with the element
can go really high.
Discipline, he's more disciplined, I think, in his game anyway. Is Mel Kone, so he naturally will filter back. But you've still got him in possession of the ball in a freer area in the final third of the pitch, I suppose.
And that also gets David higher as well, doesn't it? Which we've always
So who gets dropped then from that? Then
well, it's a striker, isn't it? It's Tani.
Tani gets dropped, and Jonathan David as a 9. Then.
Yeah.
Very interesting.
Yeah.
OK. Do I have to have one of these as well?
Please.
Yeah.
Make a New Year's resolution for Jesse Marsch. I don't know how it can be actually a resolution that you act upon, but I would just say keep everybody fit.
Yeah.
Because he's had so many players that have been integral pieces of his team who he's not been able to call upon for some time. He's going to have Alphonso Davies back in March, but who knows about Johnston, Bombito, when they're coming back. Is it going to be June before we see his 11 that he's going to play? Yeah. Is it going to be one of the final 2 warm-up games before we finally see the 11 that starts the opening game?
Hope not.
No, that's not ideal, is it? That's not what he wants.
New Year's resolution is keep everybody fit.
Yeah.
Biggest storyline to watch for in 2026 for Canada?
For Canada,
heading into the World Cup. Is it the striker position? Is it the goalkeepers? Is it Alphonso Davies and where he plays? What
Look, I think we've spoken about Alphonso Davies so often, haven't we, about how he's going to be played and what position Jesse Marsch is going to play in. I think we're fairly confident that he actually will start. It's where he starts. I don't think that's going to be a big topic around it because he's absolutely going to start. I think probably the biggest one from that is probably the strikers, like you say. And this, what I spoke about earlier, more goals. How do Canada get more of a creative spark? How do they create more in the final third? And I think probably creating more for Jonathan David is the biggest story because he's not been getting a lot of chances in the last 4 or 5 games for Canada. So I think it's creating chances for Jonathan David. So I think it probably is a striker situation, I think, for him.
I think getting more out of David is a priority. Is it tweaking his position? Is it finding the right partner for him? You know, there's this 10 role's really been pushed by Jesse Marsch on Jonathan David, but it's taking him out of positions where we want to see him. So that is a big debate. But for me, it is Alphonso Davies. It really is. That's the biggest issue here in terms of where does he want to play. I think whatever he decides in his conversations with Jesse Marsch, the position that he wants to be in, left back or higher up left midfield, I think that's going to dictate what happens round about that with Richie Larray and Ali Ahmed.
Goalkeeper, you have a goalkeeper there. Is the goalkeeper one? Is that settled then now?
No,
it's closer to being settled,
it's
right?
closer to being settled. I would say that it's more of a storyline because we've talked a lot about most countries that are going to win the World Cup. Not that Canada will win it, but like most countries are going to do well in a World Cup.
They can't win it then. Canada can't win it. Is that what
they can't win the World Cup.
No. All right. Okay. No. That's a bold statement.
Although they got a better chance than Ireland.
They won't.
They got a better chance.
They can.
It can.
They got a better chance than Ireland. Let's put it that way. There's so much, especially in hockey, where it's who's the goalkeeper, the netminder, whatever. It's that like there's a huge focus on that. So the fact that as a lot of people are coming into this team, and we're still talking about, you don't know who the number 1 goalkeeper is. I think that's something that is a story. I think it'll be fixed probably not become a story by March. So both of them. The other thing I would say about what's the biggest storyline to watch in 2026, I would say there are 2 days in March where the biggest storyline is going to be coming to the fore, and it's Italy going to get to the World Cup.
Right.
Because if Italy get to the World Cup, it changes everything from the perspective of we're now building up to Canada against Italy at BMO Field.
Yes, I
Sorry,
agree with that.
Toronto Stadium. That
it's
could
a big
become,
one, isn't it?
heading into the World Cup, what is the biggest storyline? If it's Canada-Italy, that's the biggest story.
It changes the group, doesn't it? It makes the group so much more difficult if it is Italy. With the experience that they have, the quality that they have, it changes the group. And I don't necessarily think that Canada, we've argued about this, would be out-and-out favourites against Wales or Bosnia, but you have to say they've got a better chance of winning that game against Northern Ireland, Wales or Bosnia than they would against Italy. So it's huge. It was really the worst possible scenario, wasn't it, when that...
Well, it was. We did them. How many scenarios did we do on the mock draws and stuff and all that kind of thing?
Yeah, it changed the whole group, didn't it, Kev? It made a reasonable group difficult,
definitely.
Didn't it?
We were looking at it prior to the draw to think Canada probably needed a better or a different European side higher up to free up that spot. Now they've got Switzerland and potentially Italy. That's a difficult draw. It's such a difficult draw that... Look, it's not insurmountable. I think they probably still will get out because I think they will win 1 game. But if they're chasing, and as we spoke about so often, if they're chasing a result against Qatar, that's going to make it all the more difficult. And look, we don't want to be too critical of it, but Canada didn't break down Guatemala. They struggled to break them down. They struggled to break down El Salvador and Curacao, who will play a similar style of football than Qatar at the World Cup. And this is the problem that we spoke about with Canada not scoring enough goals.
It is the Park the Bus New Year's special. And we've talked about a New Year's resolution for Jesse Marsch. We've talked about some of the biggest storylines as we move ahead to this World Cup year. And by the way, just to think about the fact we're in a World Cup year now. It's amazing, isn't it? Finally coming. Incredible. Okay, so let's go to something a bit more specific. Which player has the best chance to start in the 2026 World Cup for Canada? We're going to give you options here. We're not going with the players you've already locked in, because, of course, you've already locked most of the team in on your race for the roster. Out of these 3 players, A, Nathan Saliba, B, Promise David, or C, Nico Segur?
Oh,
what a combo.
None of those
likely to start, I would say Segur.
Do you?
Yeah.
If Johnson's fit?
Well,
So that's why
the
you got to go there with.
That's the
So
if,
you're saying of the most likely, it's that
I think
Alistair
it's
Johnston
highly
isn't fit and he plays right back.
Yeah, it's highly unlikely that Jesse Marsch goes to this 4-3-3 or 4-2-3-1 that I keep shouting about. So he's going to go 4-4-2.
But you'll keep shouting anyway.
Yeah, I will. And then it's really highly unlikely that Stefan Eustáquio or Ismail Kone miss out. So Saliba, I'd like to say Saliba, but I just don't know how he gets in the team.
If it's fully fit, all three probably don't start.
No.
So
everybody's
the
fit.
most likely out of those, I'd probably go with that Segura. Oh, and that's only just down to how Johnson is going to recover from the injury. That's the only way.
And how much Marsch likes him, Kev,
yes.
no?
Segura. And he has suggested he can play him in a different position. He has played him in the middle, but he can play him off the right. I'm not saying he's going to drop Tejan Buchanan, but that's an option for him. So it'll be interesting, that one,
But you don't think that Promise David could start up top?
I think
he could start, and if he keeps banging the goals,
I don't think he'll start.
Off the bench.
If it's Italy, and you spoke about this constantly, you needed to see who Canada's first opponent was going to be before you can really start to pick that.
But then he'll come up with another excuse.
No, I don't think he will.
He'll get Italy in, and then he'll come up with another excuse.
No, he's true to his word. I'll go with him on that one. And if it is Italy, then Promise David doesn't start. I would love to see him. There's something about him that you're really pulling for.
Is he more effective off the bench, though?
Probably in a Canadian jersey, yes. But his record for Canada is outstanding. Goals that he scored for games and probably for minutes on the field, he's outstanding. So I would look at that and go, he might be the guy to come off the bench. As we say now, they say there's starters and there's finishers. And Gareth Southgate, I think, coined that phrase. I'd hate it. I'd hate to be a finisher, let me tell you. But
let's face it, you're a substitute.
Exactly. Plain and simple.
I'm not sure. I think with Saliba and Jesse Marsch isn't changing formation.
No, I don't think
so. With Saliba and Segura, they're only in if there's an injury or somebody can't play for some reason. So that leaves, there is still a spot up for grabs alongside Jonathan David up top. So I think of those three, there's probably more chance that Promise David. I think it'd be Tani.
Tani Oluwaseyi.
But
definitely start.
Tani who?
Tani Oluwaseyi. No,
you said you were going to improve for the New Year. That's Kev's New Year's resolution. To be able to say, by the time the World Cup starts, to be able to say Tani Oluwaseyi.
Well, I'm not saying it right originally. I just said it like that.
You're saying Oluwaseyi.
Oluwaseyi, you say? It's an app.
No, it's harsh. It's like you're being critical of me something here. I don't criticise any of you lads when you get a name wrong. So there you go.
Okay, let us know when we do. Okay. Which Canadian player has the most to lose in 2026?
Which Canadian player? Oh, it's probably the captain himself, Alphonso Davies, because it's where he's actually going to play, and if he's playing as further forward, he's got to then fit into what Jesse Marsch is wanting from him, and this is the big thing. He's not got a lot of time to play in that position and really learn. So you always revert back to, you think he's probably going to have to play at left back, which leaves out Richard Larea, who I think has been Canada's best performer across 2025, and. So I think it's probably him. I would naturally think that. If you're looking elsewhere, it's just with the injuries and how they recover. But if Bombito's fit, if Johnson's fit, and obviously Alphonso Davies, who's recovered, if they're all fit, they're all starting, I think. It's just where you play them. And I think they'll say he's got most to lose. It's how Jesse Marsch is going to really play him in that side. And does he want to really get on board what Jesse Marsch wants from him? As the captain, I think it's a must. I think he has to.
I think an interesting part of this story is where Alphonso Davies wants to play. I believe that Jesse Marsch wants to play him at left back, but I think Davies might ask to play further forward, which might really suit Jesse Marsch, because then he can say, OK, if you want to play up here, I need this in the press and all the stuff that we talk about. Maybe Alphonso Davies might not be able to deliver that Ali Ahmed or others have. So that's going to be the key conversation. And if he does that and he buys into what he needs on and off the ball, I think it could be a real weapon for Canada, having him higher up. But I want to change. I don't think it's Davies. I think it's Stefan Eustáquio.
Has most to lose.
He's the guy that's under pressure from Saliba.
He's under pressure because he's fantastic and we know all his strengths, what's needed. But his club situation is a big worry. And we don't know what move he's going to get, if he gets a move at all.
In this window, he's got to be moving.
If he doesn't get a move in this window and he's getting the 5 and 10 minutes here and there that he's been getting, it could be very costly for him. And I'm sure he would be, beside himself to miss a home World Cup. Being such an important player for so long, and probably the worst club season of his career, he's heading towards maybe being challenged by a guy like Saliba, who's playing great football. He needs to go and play football, and it's not as easy as we think.
It's not happening. He's not missing a home World Cup. He's going to be in the squad, and he's going to be in the team.
He's going to be in the squad.
He's going to be in the team because of what he means to Canada.
So if he doesn't play between now and May at
has
Porto,
Canada? He didn't play much at all the start of the season, right?
Yeah, but
so has Canada been better with him in the team than
they
when he got
have?
there?
Absolutely.
Did they miss him at the Gold Cup?
No, absolutely. But
can they afford to be without Stefan Eustáquio? I don't think they. I'm not sure they can.
No,
but if you go the majority of a year, right? A year. It's okay when you go a few months. It's okay when you come off a really good pre-season and you can sort of get to Christmas. If he stays at Porto and he doesn't play, or he plays the same number of minutes as he's been getting over the last 2 or 3 months, it'll be a big concern heading into the World Cup. He will be out of rhythm. He'll not have played enough football, Kev. And if others are knocking on the door, if Segur is playing great and Johnson's back, you think maybe he could go into midfield, or Saliba is continuing the form that we've seen in his early Anderlecht career. I think Jesse Marsch has got a big decision to make, and it could be costly.
Yeah, I can't disagree with it, with what you're saying there. The only thing is that I think that he's almost indispensable. Just like you would say, Jonathan David, regardless of Jonathan David's form, and his minutes have dwindled at Juve across his first 6 months, hasn't he, or so there. I think that Jonathan David will absolutely start no matter what. I think Eustáquio's probably in that bracket. Because I think, just to touch on Luke's spot, he improved the team. And at the Gold Cup, when Eustáquio wasn't part of that team, you just felt they needed someone like Eustáquio that would be able to...
It'll be great for Canada if he gets a good move.
A
good move, and he goes and he's a prominent starter again. He'll be flying come next summer.
Can I just ask you one thing? Did you use the word netminder before? I've never heard,
hockey.
I've never heard that term before. In hockey, it's goaltender, no?
A goaltender? Same thing. I don't know.
I've never heard netminder.
Is that not a thing?
No, I've never heard the word netminder before. Netminder.
I'm sure that's the thing.
Netminder.
Like 10 minutes ago.
I'm sure
Honestly,
that's
it's been in my head. It's been in my head. Netminder.
You know, when I used to grow up watching the Sheffield Steelers. And
you called him a netminder.
Andy Havenhand was the netminder.
Was he?
100%
he was the netminder.
Was he a netminder?
Netminder?
Maybe only in Sheffield, nowhere else in the world.
He was a
never heard
netminder.
that.
No.
And his dad was the driving instructor in Drumfield, where I grew up. So all the kids used to... It was like having a celebrity.
Right.
Oh, the Sheffield Steelers netminders... Dad is my driver. That's as good as it got. That's as good as it got.
Anyway.
Poor Mr. I think his name was Keith. He had obviously the car where you've got the brakes on the other side as well, so that he could keep like pumping them every time. I didn't get any free tickets from him, that was for sure. Which player has the most to gain in 2026 for Canada? We've done most to lose.
You could probably group them all in that because of the whole World Cup. It's such a big year for them all, isn't it?
But for someone like Alphonso Davies, he's already at Bayern.
Yeah.
Are we looking there at a player who could...
I'm going to say...
Promise David might be a guy.
I'm going to say Coney. Because Coney's playing really well. And he's obviously in the middle of Serie A with Sassuolo. But he's becoming really important to Canada's success, isn't he? Like, he's such a difference maker that if he can be flying and play 3, 4, maybe 5 games at a World Cup, coming off a decent season at Sassuolo, he could be ready again for another big move.
Within Serie A. You think
big move.
That's what usually happens. Milan, Juve, Napoli, Inter, whoever come in and take you. That's actually a good shout.
I think he's a guy.
I would look at Promise David because of where he is. It's unlikely he's going to go through this full January window and leave. It looks unlikely that's going to happen. If he gets to the World Cup, and I always think back to maybe someone that would be not familiar with a Canadian audience probably at all, Toto Scalacci. And I remember him at the World Cup in Italian 90. He was a substitute.
Brilliant.
He come off the bench, scores a goal. I think he did it in 2 games on the bounce.
Did they take Vialli's place?
Vialli, yeah.
And Vialli was
Gianluca Vialli was the best, one of the best in the world at that time. And then Scalacci comes on, I think in 2 games, scores 2 goals, he gets a start and he scores. And it's especially as a striker, if he could have a good World Cup, this could elevate him to superstardom if he scored 4 or 5 goals at a World Cup like Scalacci did. So
it was an incredible...
Is that dreaming or is that just is that realistic?
I don't think so.
So Kev starting 2026. He left 2025 with some outrageous comments.
Yeah,
that got him in a bit of hot water, got him in a bit of trouble. What I heard there is that Kev is saying that Promise David can win the Golden Boot at the
4 or 5 goals.
4 or 5 goals.
Yeah, I don't think 4 or 5 goals will be enough at this World Cup.
No,
I think it might be 8 or 9. I think it could be up among double figures.
Well, was it you having Haaland breaking the World Cup scoring record, which is what?
Just 13.
13. So Promise David needs double that at least.
Got 13, and what year was it? I don't know. 58.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, that's a long time ago. Yeah, a long time ago. But Haaland, I would probably say Mbappe's more likely to do it because I think France could go and win the tournament. I don't think Norway are going to win it.
No.
But Haaland could have 5 or 6 getting out of the group.
Yeah.
That's the way I'd look at it, really, yeah.
Let's wrap up this New Year's Park the Bus special with predictions for 2026. And the way this one has been written is Canada will reach the what at the World Cup? So that almost assumes that they're getting out of the group, doesn't it? Because Canada will reach the group stage. Doesn't fit in there.
No, Canada will get out of the group.
Do we all think they're getting out of the group?
Yeah.
I'm yes.
Yes.
100%.
Not 100%, but I'm yes.
100%
I'm
yes.
confident.
I would, yeah.
Worst case is
it comes
that they
down
finish
to
third
There's a
and
chance you
through.
get 3 points and you miss
But
out.
it comes down to these statements of you saying that Canada can't top the group. They can. So Canada can top the group. I'm not saying they will.
You're back to teaching us
No, but this is what I'm
language
saying
again.
to you. So
This is
Canada...
Prediction.
Right.
Yeah, but
Canada will what at the World Cup?
Yes, I just listen to what I'm saying. I'm going to elaborate. Just relax. Right, so Canada, I think, will probably finish second at best. So I think they'll get out of the group. But even if they finish third, they've still got a good chance because I think they'll beat Qatar. They should beat Qatar.
Yep.
So second or third is the most likely place. And it actually could be more favourable. If you look at how the World Cup is structured, not topping the group might be better for them for a better draw in the last 32 or last 16. So I think Canada will get to the last 16 of the World Cup.
So if Canada finish third, right, which we think maybe is the most likely, and they go to, I believe, Santa Clara to play against top of USA's group.
US,
Yeah.
probably.
Maybe US, top of their group. That group's not that strong, is it, really?
No. That's what I'm
saying.
saying.
How easy a path US have for that.
Finishing third
You'd
might be
take
more
that.
beneficial
You would
for
take
them.
that. Would you take that, Luke? Paraguay or USA and Santa
Imagine
Clara?
and apparently that will be Canada Day.
But
on
surely,
Canada Day.
if you're Canada, you want to finish first and play at home in
definitely.
Vancouver.
Definitely.
definitely.
And I hope
You're
that...
saying third as opposed to second.
Well, yeah, I think if they finish third, just looking at it as it would be, second or third is... Because I think if they top the group,
I'm saying
they're
16.
looking...
You're saying round of 16 as well?
Round of 16, yeah. What do you think?
I was
You're
going
gonna
to say
give an
round
opinion?
of 32, but
You just don't want to be different
I don't
now.
want to be
you don't-
different. I don't want to be the
Say
only
what you
one.
think. Say what you feel.
I don't know if they can win a knockout game at a World Cup. They've never won a World Cup
Yeah,
game.
yeah.
And I think the home pressure, I'll be...
Might not be at home.
Well,
Someone else might have the
getting
pressure.
through the group and getting all the way... Round of 32, I think, would be a decent achievement for Canada.
Yeah.
To get out of the group, to win games,
It will-
right?
I don't think it's what Jesse Marsch would take.
I actually think they've got half a chance at the quarterfinals.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They've got a chance.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, well,
They've
we're
got a
back to his
chance.
language
They've
again.
got a chance. And who knows, right? Because also the home World Cup, we've seen it with other
Momentum,
nations as
yeah.
well.
Definitely.
You get the momentum,
Yeah.
you go through, they could win it.
If they won
Hey?
the group and they had potentially two games in Vancouver, you could see them maybe
Look,
making
one thing I'll say
quarterfinals.
quickly, I don't know what Morocco's ranking was at the last World Cup, but I think it's similar to where Canada are now.
Yeah.
And teams have done it in the past. I remember Romania going back years ago,
Yeah.
Sweden,
Yeah.
teams like this
Yeah.
in '94, I think it was in the
It
US.
was.
I think teams like this can do it, so it's possible, yeah.
Okay, we've got a couple of minutes left to say who will win the World Cup.
Who will win the World Cup?
England will win the World Cup.
Yeah, just
Okay,
going bold.
you're England.
Bold statement,
This
England.
cup, well,
Right.
it's coming home.
Why?
Because they've got the best players.
Right.
The best players
Because
in the world.
Thomas, going forward, they've probably got as good a...
As good as France.
Very
Well, they're up there.
That's what I'm saying. They're all
They're
good.
up there.
All the top
They're all
teams
good,
are
they're all
you
good,
know?
but...
Spain beat them in the Euro final
Yeah,
well.
played them off the park.
Played them off the park.
I
yeah.
wouldn't go that far.
No,
Off the
played
park.
them off the
Off
park.
the
I
park.
wouldn't go that far.
Yeah. I think, who I've just mentioned, I think Spain, the only thing, the heat in North America, Mexico games, and I think that could be something that goes against Spain or a European team in general. I think Spain have got a great chance. I think Spain will win it. Yeah.
I think Argentina.
I think Argentina. Actually,
win the
if I
World
was giving a proper answer, you know, that
Messi.
was just a...
I think if Argentina
what,
do
Kev?
it, go back to back Copa World Cup, that would be...
That'd be incredible.
Well, it is unprecedented. No team's ever done
but
that.
Kev, they win games every way, don't they? You know, they're tough, they're ugly, they can win a game any possible way. And I actually think controlling the ball and controlling games will be important.
Yeah.
And you think about some of the guys, Romero, obviously Messi, De Paul, McAllister, all these guys that have had the success of seeing games out, game management.
Yeah.
I can't
And in,
look past them.
and in the heat and the conditions.
Yeah.
And my outside bet, Brazil.
Brazil, right. Okay.
Brazil are underrated,
How can
guys.
Brazil be an outside bet?
I know,
to
I
win the
know,
World
I
Cup?
know.
but they are.
But they are, yeah. Judging by
Morocco's an
ranking.
outside bet
Yeah,
to win
well,
the World Cup.
Colombia,
Brazil
Colombia's
have a
my
better
dark
chance.
horse. It's
Right.
Colombia. I think Colombia's going to have a good World Cup.
Not
Again,
Turkey?
Heat. Turkey, no. No, Turkey, no. Oh, no.
Are you going to choose them again?
Yeah. Yeah.
Not even there.
What about
time.
Scotland? Scotland, no?
out the group, I'll take it.
Out the group.
Out
Yeah.
at the group. Out. Out.
No. Draw with Brazil. Draw with Morocco. Beat Haiti.
Yeah.
Can you
That would be
imagine?
amazing,
Yeah.
wouldn't it?
And 5 points might top the group for you.
And he's already said that he doesn't care if Ireland make it or not because they've had their big
Oh,
qualifying.
yeah, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. It's like a double bluff type thing I'm going on you here. Yeah, of course it matters, but yeah, it doesn't matter if you get there or not.
Okay. What a few months it's going to be. Park the
Can't
bus
wait.
every single Tuesday heading towards the World Cup as we gear up for not only Canada but everything else as well, heading towards a home World Cup. It's going to be quite a time, isn't it?
Yeah, great. Looking forward to it.
Okay. Thanks for watching the Park the Bus New Year's special.
Thanks for watching Park the Bus. You can catch new episodes every Tuesday, available on YouTube or wherever you get your podcasts.